Hello, Shalom Ola. Welcome to the Spiritual Life with me, Mystic Travis Tidwell. This will be our 14th episode. We're here in 2020 with the coronavirus right now, and it's just amazing where we're at on the globe right now. So I'm purposely putting this podcast together tonight to share some information on how you can boost your immune system during this time. Excuse me, and also keep this recipe and exercise just for future stuff. On previous episodes, we've talked about crystal elixirs. And before I get too much into the exercise, excuse me, I got a cough. Okay. I want to thank my executive producer, my daughter, Athena, Tidwell, who's here with me. And this is always sponsored by Sacred Dragon and created by Yahweh. And remember, it's not my way or your way, it's Yahweh. And coming back to the podcast here at hand, like I said, there's a lot of things I do during the year to keep my immune system up. I've struggled with my own health issues. And so for the people out there who do have health issues and they're worried about health, the first thing you want to start pumping up is your immune system. A strong immune system is going to get you through anything. It seems like there's 1,000 different flu strains out there. They tell you to get a flu shot, but the shot doesn't even cure or even help you with all the strains out there. And here we have a new strain that's, I believe has been created by a government as a designer virus to do what it's doing now, especially in China. But going back to my podcast here, getting off track here. It's important for us to know that there are things we can do at home in the spiritual life that's going to help us get through this. Now, the first thing I want to talk about tonight is a crystal elixir, something most people can do while you're quarantined. If you're spiritual, you've got a crystal. Now, I'm on a podcast, but I'm also recording this live in my house through my executive producer again, my daughter. And see, we're Reiki masters in our house, so we can charge our water for healing. We bless our food. We're always empowering ourselves through Spirit Yahweh and also through Dragon. And so, what I'm going to share with you right now, you can do at home. And if you have a lot of time on your hand, which you should right now, you can put some time into this for yourself. The more time you put into it, the stronger it becomes. Now, I would say always use a glass container, glass jar, mason jar, but any kind of glass container, even a glass that's made out of glass, If you only have plastic, then, you got to get in where you fit in. Everything created has an energy to it. But we prefer glass, and then any crystal in your house, just a quartz crystal. I don't want to get real technical here tonight, or in this podcast, excuse me, because not everybody's going to have a special crystal, possibly. Like normally, I would be using a bloodstone to enhance my immune system. Legend has it that's the stone that represents the blood of Christ, and it's a green stone with red specks on it, like little red specks of blood. Very powerful stone. And so that is my favorite stone for making elixirs now. I just recently made a client/friend of mine elixir. I've known her for a few years and I've been working for her. I'm her shaman. And she's been drinking that every day, just a little teaspoon at a time. And she's been feeling her whole energy, body, mind, body, and spirit being elevated and enhanced. So, and as I'm speaking to you right now, if you're right-handed, if you're right-handed, then the right side of your body is electric, projective. And if you're left-handed, that your left side of your body, if you're right-handed, your left hand is receptive, your right hand is projective. And I say that because tonight, in this podcast, we're going to talk about programming your crystal. So right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm rubbing this crystal in my right hand. That's my projective hand. That's my electric hand because I'm right-handed. So I'm putting my thought in there of healing, raising my immune system, empowering my immune system. And that's what I would be focusing on as I'm rubbing this crystal with my right hand. And my left hand, like I said, is receptive. So now I can put my hands together And it's kind of like in a prayer position with the crystal in the middle. Now, this is a double terminated crystal I'm holding tonight, but it doesn't matter if it is or isn't. You can put it in the palm of your hands, point per palm, holding it like you're praying, and visualize that white light energy going through the crystal to your crown chakra. You're going to want to, first of all, also make sure that you're sitting in a pyramid of light. Breathing into your nose and out through your mouth, you're drawing in divine light energy into your body. And when you exhale through your mouth, you're releasing all toxic energies. Your palms are activated, so you're charging this crystal for not only healing, but empowering and boosting your immune system. And that's really all you focus on for the time that you hold the crystal. Once you feel you've put adequate time in on that, then you would put the crystal inside of your cup. Because here we are also recording this. I'm also kind of walking through this. And for those of you out there who might have a jasper or carnelian, you could also use that if you don't by some chance have a quartz crystal. A quartz crystal you can program for anything, and that is the beauty about quartz. Now, the quartz I'm using tonight is called a Atlantean quartz. It's double terminated. It's been polished and cut in a very, very, very special way to be called that. And if you go to my YouTube channel, Travis Tidwell Podcast, you'll see the crystal I'm talking about. It's beautiful. Many phantoms in it, which are spirits. And so each phantom here is going to empower my immune system, boost my immune system, and help heal me. So again, I put that in the cup, and I'm going to sit it there for a moment. Then I'll grab my water. Now, tonight I have spring water from Sprouts, which I was very disappointed because I just shopped there recently the other day and found out that 2 of their employees were positive tested for the COVID-19. And that's why I'm doing this podcast tonight, is to help promote, to boost your immune system, so you can outbeat this virus out there, keep yourself healthy and protected. A good immune system is going to protect you from things like this, and if you do get it, you'll get through it quicker. I also want to do down the road a podcast here soon on making your own marijuana oil and cooking with it, and healing yourself through edibles and through things of that nature that's natural, that you could also use if you had COVID-19. If you had that virus and they can't treat you and they say take Tylenol, eat an edible, cook with some 420 oil, as we call it, and let that sedate you naturally through mother, and you'll sleep better and feel better, and it'll probably help beat that virus in your system. So, but going back to our thing now, so we've put ourselves in pyramids of light. You're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. You got to be really calm and focused when you do this. The whole thing about magic and moving energy, because that's what magic is being focused. Tonight, I'm even wearing amulets on my body that are programmed for protection, which means when I touch that amulet, that necklace, that pretty little piece of jewelry you're wearing, every time I touch that thing, I'm thinking of only one thing: protection. And that's all I think. So I'm programming it. My energy is moving that. So, and if you don't have spring water, if you got purified water, the last thing I would do is use tap water for anything to drink. Boil it first. We just kind of did a water exercise, and tap water for pollutants is just nasty. It's up in almost 300. But and Arrowhead was just as terrible as sink water. So if you're drinking Arrowhead out there, throw it away. You're wasting your money. Crystal Geyser, Palomar, 2 good waters. Of course, Fuji's good. And I'm sure there's a couple other ones out there that are good. But yeah, check out what you're putting in your body. This here is spring water. So what I would do with the water now, I'm a master healer, Reiki master, and I'm also a psychic healer and whatnot, do psychic surgery. So I can rub the palm of my hands together, and so can you. If you don't have your Reiki level, before I was even attuned to Reiki and doing healing work with Reiki, I just added Reiki to what I was already doing. My first teacher showed me how I can rub the palm of my hands, activate my palms, and project light onto people, because in the beginning I never really liked touching people when I was doing healings. So I'd put my palms maybe just about an inch above the healing area I need to work on, and I would just project it. And you could feel the energy from my hands without me touching you. And then it wasn't until I became Reiki-sized and got involved in Reiki that I actually was able to put my hands on people and feel like I wasn't going to get anything negative from it for myself. And it magnified already the healing energy I have. And a couple of podcasts coming up here, we're going to be offering free Reiki 1 and 2 levels through my podcast, whether it's you're listening to it or watching it on YouTube. I'll also be showing you the symbols on YouTube. And for those who do follow this podcast and get their level of Reikis here in the future, if they email me, they'll get a certificate. So, going back to our elixir, so now we have our water. You're going to rub your palms together, and you're going to hold the water in your hand. Rubbing your palms together activates that psychic energy, that spiritual energy. Now remember, not only are you in a pyramid of light right now, but you have this beautiful white flame connecting to your crown chakra that's activated your holy guardian angel, your higher self, and the divine mind within you. So be it. And that's what you're going to focus on with the water now. You're going to focus that this water is being charged for healing and for boosting your immune system. And that's all you should be focused on when you're holding this water. You can breathe in, exhale out. As you're holding the water, you visualize this water boosting your immune system, commingling with the crystal's energy. And by rights, we should have meditated on this before, but I'm kind of moving quick because I'm giving everybody the McDonald's drive-thru version of this, the fast food, so we can get you on track as quickly as possible. But again, you're at home. You have nothing better to do. For those of you who are spiritual already, you know about our chakra, spiritual body. Hopefully everybody watching my podcast or listening to it knows about the spiritual body. If not, get that info. Email me, TravisTidwellPodcast@gmail.com. But going back to the spring water, so I'm charging it for healing and for boosting my immune system. And then once I feel like I've done an adequate job on that, I'm going to pour the water into the cup. And if it's nice and sunny tomorrow, or that the next day or the day you're doing it, then at that point, you'll put it in the sun for the day if you want. I'm going to put just some cellophane over this cup, or maybe even tin foil, because I don't have a cover for it. Now, obviously, the best thing you could do is use a mason jar with a metal lid. I have some. I didn't use it for the podcast because I'm not sure if everybody at home would have a mason jar. Even though this is a mason glass cup, you can use any glass cup, as I said. If you had to use plastic, if push came to shove right now, and you didn't have a glass, and it was plastic, go for it. The best thing I would do, when I was on the road traveling a lot, I would just take a bottle of water, program my crystal, and put it in the water, and then I'd program the water and the crystal together, and I'd start drinking it. And it's always helped enhance my energy and made me feel better. Now, this is an ancient Atlantean recipe. Native Americans have been doing this from the beginning of their own time here on this planet, as we're all different star seeds here sharing this planet. This is information that we've gathered from people who were here before us. I'm hoping that whoever listens to this podcast will take the time to make this elixir while you're at home, because we could be in this for another 30 days as far as we know. I did a reading on it, and that was around the 13th or 14th of March 2020. It said 10 weeks from that point, so we'll see. The other thing I wanted to talk about besides the crystal elixir tonight was, your energy and intention with energy. And in my class, I tell my students and I teach them, it's called sympathetic magic. And at some point, that's where we put our sympathy, our energy, our emotional body into what we're doing. Very seldom do we want to be in our emotional body because it's all over the place. We always want to use our intuition with our rational mind or our intellect. Again, we use our intuition with our emotional body. We're just all over the map. And so now we're going to talk about, sympathetic magic and your intention. Hello, Magic. My cat's here tonight. Magic, she's so beautiful. She's the only cat I'm not allergic to, and I'm serious, man. I break out like you wouldn't believe. And she's a temple cat. I've had her in a past life in Egypt. And she's definitely a temple cat. She's with me in rituals, and she's the sweetest thing. She'll take turns sleeping on my bed or my daughter's bed. She sleeps with the right water. Okay, all right, get down, go. Thank you, sorry. But I honor the cat god Bast in Egypt, and she definitely is a temple cat. I've done many rituals, and she's just watched me. You can see her looking at entities in the room and spirits that are around me. It's very, very special. And that's why we call her magic. And then she's black and white, just like magic is. All magic is black and white. And that's where we learn how to take the negative and get a positive from it. But moving right along, so now we're going to talk about sympathetic magic and intention. And your sympathetic magic, it's like I said, it's energy. Now, if you could imagine when you were sick and your mom would hold you or give you a hug or a kiss, it'd make you feel better. You know, your parent, they love you. You can feel their love, and that love makes you feel it when you're not feeling good. You want that energy. Now, in our house, we're Reiki masters, so we don't feel we do Reiki on each other or send Reiki to each other. That's the way it works here. But before we had Reiki, it was always about sympathetic magic in our own homes. We can take also a green cloth and hold it in both of our hands after we've activated our palm chakras and visualize healing. And you would spend time with that. And, you know, another practice that I want to share with you, too, is even before we did anything tonight, we should have just visualized it first. Like, you know, sat down, breathing. You're in that pyramid of light, that flame above your head. Everything's activated, higher self, holy guardian angel, the divine mind within you, which Hermes says is the divine mind within us. And then we would visualize going through the steps of programming the crystal. We would visualize in a meditation, you know, charging that crystal to boost our immune system and to be healing. And then we'd visualize putting it in the jar or the cup or the bottle. If you don't have those items, you're out in the middle of nowhere right now and you just got water bottles, that's perfect as long as you got a crystal. Then at that point, you know, you visualize yourself charging the water, and that water boosting your immune system and commingling with the crystal's energy to magnify your magic and your intention. And then you start drinking it every day, a little bit at a time. Now, the second thing I want to talk about with the sympathetic magic again is cooking. So if you're cooking something and you have a metal spoon or, you know, a wooden spoon, that's good. But any spoon, because even plastic has an energy to it, urethane. And most people put cooking with non you know, stick. There's always that non-stick coating. So most people aren't using metal spatulas or metal spoons. Most people are using coated energy. But, you know, as you're cooking that food, if you can clear your mind and visualize and activate your spiritual energy, and doing that when you're stirring that food or you're flipping it over and you're cooking it, that all you're seeing is that food being healthy and delicious every time you touch it with that item that you're cooking it with. That's how you're projecting your energy, and that's also how you manifest your intention. I have an intention, now I'm applying my intention. And that's how that works. Remember, everything in the physical world was first a thought or an idea, even action and movement. So, and everything is karmic. Everything has a reaction to it. And with this coronavirus, like I said, it's, today's April 1st, so 2020. I'll put that on the podcast today. And it's just, you know, we started off 2020 feeling good. We should have known that this was going to be an epidemic like this because China announced it to the world on December 31st. But in this country we live in now with all the politics, and politicians want to say it's a hoax, or people have played it. All these people are dying at the same time, and we feel sorry for them. And I wish love and light to all the souls and spirits who have passed on, and I wish their families love and light. I would bless everybody and the souls and the spirits that they've loved to have passed on to be blessed this day through my own intention and prayer. Going back to cooking, even if you're stirring tea for yourself, you're cooking tea, if you can put that intention when you touch that tea bag for healing or for empowerment or for calming. You know, again, it's a lot of times what we touch with our intention. We grab something, we don't think about it. We got the news on our mind, especially today, coronavirus, we got things in our mind, fear playing in. So it's hard for people to focus, but this is a time to learn how to focus. That's all you have is time. So please look at your higher self. A lot of information you can get online as far as books. There's a lot of misinformation too online. But keep yourself informed, keep yourself safe. I'm hoping that everybody here will make a crystal elixir to boost your immune system or to help some healing process they're going through. I hope that when you start cooking from now on, You'll have an intention as you're either frying that food or stirring it or however you're cooking it. If you're making a sandwich, I'm hoping you'll put positive energy into the sandwich you're making. Also in my house, because it's the house of Yahweh and Dragon, I bless everything we eat, and I thank God for all the money I've had to create what I have and have what I have and what I will have. So it's also about giving thanks. And I couldn't say thank you enough to my divine source and the Holy Divine Spirit and Sacred Dragon for what I have in this life, because Dragon also, for me, has been a great manifester. My guide Hermes, I give so much thanks to. My angel Ariel. If you don't know who your angel is, send me your date of birth to my email, TravisTidwellPodcast@gmail.com. I'll tell you who your assigned angel is on air. Email you back. I'm hoping this information I share with everybody tonight would be a blessing, a benefit, and a service, as I always give this information in divine love and light. I would hope that you would work with your intentions this night, focus yourself more, clear your mind, get out of the fear zone, and empower and move everything you're doing. Hopefully you'll do that. Get this. It'll empower you, improve your life. Any questions, you got my email. You know how to contact me. So for myself, I want to wish everybody many blessings, God's protection, and please check out my episodes and the ones coming. Peace and love.
And time has come to rearrange. Time has come for a change.